happening for 15 years. The growth so bad you can't see the abandoned house. House happening for 15 years. The growth so bad you can't see the abandoned house. House happening for 15 years. The growth so bad you can't see the abandoned house. House happening for 15 years. The growth so bad you can't see the abandoned house. House happening for 15 years. The growth so bad you can't see the abandoned house. House happening for 15 years. The growth so bad you can't see the abandoned house. House happening for 15 years. The growth so bad you can't see the abandoned house. House happening for 15 years. The growth so bad you can't see the abandoned house. House happening for 15 years. The growth so bad you can't see the abandoned house. House happening for 15 years.
Run a one-man band out there behind his seat and leave a comment below. This is a make or break season. He's got to make an impact. Good morning to all you beautiful people out there as we get ready to merge in some of our new stuff that we are creating and designing here on our show. There's some countdown features, some things that we're working on to get fixed in the studio, and we're just working on some new features, some new things today. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to bring to you this morning. Obviously, with the news, we do every day, sports, entertainment, live here on the broadcast. But today we're talking about a lot of things. A lot of people that come into our show every single day, you know we dial into it. Obviously bringing the news to you, the sports, the Super Bowl, the NBA is back now, Luka with the Lakers, a lot going on. But today, people, we're talking about something that's important, what's going on. Donald Trump puts America first. Is this true? Is it false? A lot of people coming to the chat today, a lot of new people, a lot of new faces. They're going to start seeing the live stream today from a different angle. We've been working at this at a different way, a different layer as we're moving our studio into another location. I want to get on here live this morning. If you guys can hear me okay, put a Y in the chat. I greatly appreciate all you guys in attendance this morning as people will start to find the show at different levels, different elements, because as you know, we are live on our mobile devices. We're live on our computer, and this is one of our studios that we have here that we are adjusting, and we're moving into another location. So I just want to say I appreciate you guys for joining and make sure you guys can hear me okay, loud and clear on the mic. Is it clear? Yes or no? And the biggest question we got today is Donald Trump puts America first. A lot of people are saying yes. A lot of people are saying no. And I'm here to tell you right now that there's a lot going on. There's a lot of interesting facts, a lot of interesting conversation, a lot of people that have come on here and discuss with us in conversation and talk about some new things. We're talking about people, the Gulf of America, the changes from Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. We're talking about Canada becoming a 51st state. We're talking about the opportunities, how America, if it doesn't get the act together with our country, with our nation, with obviously the opportunity for our military and all those things that come together, we can have some massive issues. Let's be honest. World wars and all this crap is in conversation. We got to make sure that doesn't happen. And we're live today in the studio. We're talking about it. I just went live today for the first time again back in the studio. I'm going to welcome this, open it up for people to start coming in the live stream. Good morning to people in the building. I see people coming in. We're going to make this more interactive. Even though we're working with more of our computers today and cameras, I'm going to start doing some things here. Chrome in the building. I appreciate you. Nathan coming in. Pitbull Mama. I'm seeing some messages coming to the chat right now as I get ready to open the doors for people to come into the morning show and dive into this. Now, Donald Trump puts America first. And these are questions that people now are talking about, saying he's doing this, he's doing that. People are up in arms. People are pissed off about certain things. What I want to say today, the people that are going to come into the live stream today as people start coming in here, is something that is really important. And what I see is people they want immediate gratification. They want things to happen today. They want Trump to step in office, and all of a sudden things are happening now. In the last 4 years, he wasn't there. You have to understand something. He just took office last month. Hasn't even been a month yet. I think it's been not even a month yet since he's taken office, and people already are like, oh my God, bread is still expensive. Yeah, no shit, bread is expensive. Bread, groceries, they're gonna be expensive for the next several months, right? Maybe for this year until things can start getting adjusted. They're putting tariffs on different countries, making things happen. We're going to dive in that today because a lot of people that come in the building have some conversation. People, by the way, as you know, you're coming to the live stream today. We're back in the studio, but we're doing something here at our original studio, getting some kind of functionalities adjusted. That's why you saw the countdown come in and go crazy for a second. Working on some new functionality, some new changes. We're going to test those during this live stream. And yes, guys, if you haven't noticed, we got the wheel back in effect, just so you know. The wheel's there, and then the studio is going to be a lot better. This little section right here, we just got to pop it up and show you that we got the wheel back into effect. We got people that are out here that can make some money and enjoy the show today. Make sure you come in and hit that like button if you're just joining us right now. And the topic of conversation comes down to right now, Donald Trump. Is he putting America first? We're going to dive into that right now. Let's get to the first topic that we got at hand. People, Trump announces the Gulf of America. All right, so you guys know Donald Trump now has changed the name from Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America. And you look, if you guys got a chance to jump on here and see what was going on and see if they tried to send those people back, he couldn't get those people back in their own freaking country. Do you understand he's trying to fly planes with prisoners and just illegal immigrants? They're not all bad people. Let me break that down. A lot of people, I'm not coming on here saying that illegal immigrants are bad people. I'm not coming on here saying, oh my God, all these illegal people, they should all leave because they're bad people. That's not what I say ever. I want to make that clear because people asked me the other day on the live stream, said, hey, they're illegal immigrants, but they're not bad people. Yeah, I get that. The problem is we don't know who they are. So Donald Trump now was trying to send them back on planes to their respective countries, and they would not welcome them back. Do you understand what that looks like? Do you understand when you have a country trying to send back their own people? And it's kind of awkward in a way, let's be honest. It's kind of awkward in a way that people would almost make it seem like they're going back to their country, like, get out of here kind of thing. Almost as like people are like owned and like we can't like go where we want to go. It's awkward, right? Like, I want to travel. Well, you can't go there. You need a visa. Well, who is controlling that? Governments, relationships, people. If you're in the building right now in the chat, I greatly appreciate you. We got a lot to talk about right now. I'm going to welcome some new people in here that haven't been in here. And every time we go live on the mobile device, it hits YouTube in a different way. But today we're live across the widescreen of YouTube right now, streaming across the airwaves of YouTube, if you want to say, out here working on some things. And we're live right now. People, so you're coming to the chat right now. I welcome all you people coming into the building. Make sure you hit that like button right now and subscribe. If you're watching for the first time, we're live today on the show. We're live Monday through Friday every single day. But today we're talking about some things. Donald Trump it's Donald Trump versus the world. If you're just joining us right now, you can see Donald Trump announces Gulf of America. We got a lot to dive into today, and I just told you as I was bringing it up, the man has a personality. I'm going to get to that in a second about a unique personality. But Donald Trump is the kind of person where he steps into the building, and it's Donald Trump versus the world. Even when he wins the election by a landslide, it's Donald Trump versus the world. Whether it's versus America, whether it's versus the entire globe, whether, worth China, versus, Russia, versus whoever, you always see the fact that Donald Trump has to stand up on his own 2 feet and there's nobody babying it and trying to help him out. It's him versus the world. Mary, good morning. Welcome to the live stream. You can see that we're live back in our regular studio before we get to the new one, working on some things in here. And we're talking about Donald Trump. We're talking about Donald Trump putting America first. And what I want to say, and this is kind of sound, your parents, right? I'm not trying to say that Donald Trump is a parent in any way. I'm just saying, when your parents do things, right? And a lot of us have kids, and a lot of us in the building right now, like, you have a parent. Some people have lost their parents. God bless them. But at the end of the day, our parents did things that we didn't always like. We do things as parents that our kids don't always like. But we do things to protect our kids and protect our family, right? And protect our home base and protect where we need to be on a daily basis and protect our schools and protect how we live. And that is what Donald Trump is doing right now. Donald Trump is doing things in the chat right now. If you voted for Trump, put Trump in the chat. The airwaves are going across YouTube right now. I'm getting ready to open up the floodgates for people to come into the channel right now. People that are new in the building, hit the like button, subscribe, join our show. We're live, obviously, on our mobile devices all the time now, and it gets a different floodgate of people. People come in from different angles, and they skipping through reels and highlights and shorts and all this kind of stuff because people have a lack of focus, let's be honest. People don't have a lot of time. Attention spans are different. So that's why on YouTube, it goes bananas when you're on your mobile device. When you come on here on the widescreen, people have to find your show. And that's why we're talking about this. Good morning to all you people, let you guys know what's going on. So I'm going to dive into this more now. So we're talking about that for a second. He puts into writing here, right? He puts into writing the Gulf of America, which was the Gulf of Mexico. And people are like, some people love it, right? Trump supporters obviously love it. And some people are like, oh my God, it's bullshit. I'm so mad about it. In the chat right now, do you guys like the Gulf of America? Yes or no? Drop it in the chat right now. Do you guys like the Gulf of America? It was Gulf of Mexico. He's pissed off about what's going on in Mexico, wants to send those people back, and they're having problems and difficulties dealing with the government over there, dealing with their whole situation. So Donald Trump goes, you know what? Now we're going to start applying tariffs, and now we're going to change it to the Gulf of America, and people now are coming into the building. People are excited about it. Trump is making decisions. Trump is signing bills. Trump is putting into effect a lot of things, and I'm telling you right now, a lot of people that are seeing this for the first time, are probably looking at it going, oh, is it a bully? Is he bullying? Is he being rude? Is he being ignorant? Do you think it's fair? Well, I'm here to tell you something. Ever since Trump has gotten office, America started to stand up on 2 feet and be a little bit stronger. And that's the truth. However you want to spin it, you might not like the situation about the Gulf of, America. You might think that it's not cool. You might think that he's being a bully. You might think that something's not right. But what I'm here to tell you is he put the world on notice. And when he put the world on notice, he said, look, we appreciate you. You want to be a good person? Come over here, do it the right way. But if you come over here and you act up, you're going back, number one. And number two, if another country acts up, you're going to have some problems dealing with the U.S. And I got to tell you, sitting over here in America, where a lot of people, this is America, people want to come here. And this world was built on foreign immigrants. This world was built on people from other places. I get it. So that's the truth. But the real reality is now we have to put in safety measures and safety borders and boundaries because we just don't know what is going on. I've been trying to explain this to people, and a lot of people that come into the live stream understand what I'm saying. A lot of people are just like, if you haven't noticed, and again, I'm not hating on Republicans or Democrats in any kind of way. But when you talk, and this is just coming from the heart in the conversation that we got to have. I got family voted for Republicans, Democrats. I got family that voted, for either side, and there's some feud. I have friends that voted for Republican, Democrat, voted for Trump, voted for Kamala Harris. And look, there's some feuds in conversation. I see the posts online. I see the posts on Instagram. I see the posts on Twitter. I see the posts on Facebook. I see all this shit. But the reality is, what are you supporting and what are you backing up? Like, that's what we got to come to the conclusion is. And in the last 4 years, what did we get from that? If you're in the building right now, put your state in the chat because I'm getting ready to open up the doors a little bit more here. YouTube is streaming across right now, letting them know that we're back to the widescreen method right here for people to get the live stream feeling. Instead of scrolling up through there, you can see that we're live back on this situation, and we'll start bringing those people in and letting them know that we are actually here live. So we're getting YouTube to start opening those floodgates as we get ready to get to the studio, to the new studio. We got all these guests coming in. It's going to change a lot. So what I'm getting to right now, people that are watching this, what I'm getting to, okay, is the simple conversation, in fact, of we have to do in this country what makes sense for the safety of our country and the safety of reality of our kids and of our people. And so when I'm watching, and by the way, I got the polls in the chat right now, is Trump putting America first, yes or no? I see people that are voting on that, and I appreciate that. Do that, because we're going to let that be known, let that be seen here in a minute. And I think that this is an important conversation. And I think a lot of people that are probably watching this at first are like, a little concerned because they might think that Trump is doing something wrong. They might think that Donald Trump is a bully. They might think that he steps in and he's overstepping his power. But the reality is he's putting America first. That's all I'm saying right now. If you're coming into the chat right now, if you think he's putting America first, put USA in the chat right now. Put Trump, put USA in the chat right now. Because what I'm saying is not whether you agree with doing it or that you think that he's a good or bad person. I'm just saying the question is he putting America first? And that is all that matters right now. That is all that matters right now. Because when you look at your country and your safety, if America is put first, you might not like everything. You might not like the tariffs that he's putting out there. You might not like XYZ. But the reality is, America comes first right now in this country. And if you go everywhere else in the world, if you go over to China, if you go to Russia, and not in any particular order, if you go to Europe, if you go to Africa, if you go to, Cuba, if you go anywhere else, right? Canada, which we'll talk about in a second, you go to these places and those people legit put their country first. And I mean that. I'm telling you right now, they put their country first. And America now is starting to put America first once again. And why I say that is in the last 4 years when we had Joe Biden, who obviously was there and not there, and then Kamala, whatever, she was there. And apologize if I was echoing there for a minute. I had to take that down a notch. The issue that I saw at that particular time was just that they were trying to bridge gaps between countries. And I understand that. You want to build friendships. I get they want to be like, hey, you're my best friend. And when we're friends and all that. But when they start taking advantage of the U.S. and they start flying balloons over here and spy balloons and flying in our airspace and doing different things that were like, whoa, what's that? You got to put your foot down. And Donald Trump does that from the beginning of time. Before it even happens, he puts the foot down. And then when something happens, he's really got to put the foot down and bring the hammer to you. And I'm just saying, I feel as an American, we have a backbone in there. And when I say backbone, it's someone who literally puts America first. And again, a lot of people could doubt that or not, or say, hey, I don't appreciate that, or I'm from here, I'm from there. Well, guess what? You don't have to live here. That's the beauty of it. If you want to leave here, all those celebrities, remember all those celebrities I said, if Donald Trump wins, I'm going to another country. Guess what? Most of those people decided that was ridiculous, right? Most of those people decided that they're going to keep their ass right in America where they're loved, right? And then you have people like Beyonce. And by the way, Beyonce, one of the best musicians of all time, not knocking her in any kind of way. Beyonce did a hell of a job, obviously, dealing, in her music world and traveling around the globe and dealing with people and flying different places in different states. And then she said, oh, you know what? If Trump wins, whatever, I'm not going to perform in Republican states. Why would you do that? I don't understand for the left of me why you would do that. And then on top of that, people like Howard Stern. I was on the Howard Stern show. I happen to think that Howard Stern has a good show. Howard Stern has been at this for a long time. Howard Stern took over XM Radio. Howard Stern, or Sirius XM, whatever. Howard Stern has a compound. When I went there in New York, that was phenomenal. You can look at it later. I was on the show. It was great. I went in there and had a great time. I learned a lot. It was a great experience. It was wonderful. And everything he's done has been pretty cool thus far. As a kid, he saw beautiful women on there. That was cool as a kid. You're like, oh, wow, there's pretty girls on here. You're going through this weird phase, whatever. But now he has said he doesn't want any Trump supporters watching his show. Listening to his broadcast. Why would you ever do that? Have you guys ever listened to Howard Stern in the chat right now? Have you guys ever listened to Howard Stern? Have you guys ever listened to his radio show? Have you guys listened to Howard Stern? He went on there and he said, I don't want anybody that's voted for Trump to listen to my show. I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? You're worth what? $500 million. Howard Stern is worth, listen, I don't know if you guys know this. Howard Stern is worth like $300 to $400 million, maybe $500 million, something crazy, right? Because he has Republican and Democratic listeners, right? Not because he only has Democrat listeners. He's got a massive audience around the world, and that is why Howard Stern has been phenomenal for a long time, right? So let's just say that Howard Stern has been a beast. He's been great at what he does. And as a kid, like I said, I put that on. I was like late night. I put it on. There was like some pretty girls around there. I was like, whoa. And when you're a kid and you're at that stage, right? Let's just say a stage, and you're a guy and you start liking girls, just say, and you're putting that on. You're like, oh, what's this on TV? Like, because back in the day, right? And I'm not even that old, but back in the day, even for me, they didn't have all this crazy stuff on Google where you could just search everything and be like, literally at first, it was like all that was blocked. You could only, there was like nude magazines, right? Like people back in the day had like nudie mags or some shit, right? Then you got to the era now where it's just in your face. Like you can go on YouTube right now and type whatever you want. You can go on Google, type whatever you want. You can go on all these websites and it says, are you 18 or older? You don't have to put a verification in. You just hit yes, right? Like there's no like real safety measure. So at the end of the day, that's how it was. And Howard Stern was one of those guys where he used some of those opportunities to create a buzz on his show. And he was funny at times, wild at times. He kind of reminded me like a rock star, right? And then now, don't watch my show. And I'm like, look, I'm a big fan of the show. Why would you do that? If I go back on the show, I'm going to say, Howard Stern, why would you freaking do that? You got a massive show. Why would you ever tell your Republican listeners not to listen to your show? Obviously, it makes a lot of money. So therefore, that is probably why he doesn't really give a damn. People coming to the live stream right now, how you feeling? Show some love to the people joining the show today, because this is the first time we're back on the widescreen. So a lot of people that are going to try to find the show today are going to have a little bit of difficulty trying to find it because it's not on your phone where you just flip through and it's on a vertical system where everyone can pop in. So everyone, welcome people coming to the show right now. Everybody coming into the building, we appreciate you coming in. Isaac, how you doing? From Texas. Mary, how you doing? Roger, Nathan, everybody's coming to the building right now. Pitbull, Mama, I see people coming to the chat, into the live stream. We appreciate it. When people start coming to the show, Brittany's joining us for a second, obviously chasing the kids around, running in the building right now, having a lot of conversation. Donald Trump putting America first. And I just talked about the Gulf of America for a second on what they're doing. Let's move forward to one quick second, real quick. Is America stronger with Trump in office? Ever since Trump has gotten office, do you feel America is that much better? By the way, I got some sounds on here. Pitbull Mom, we greatly appreciate you for being part of our show for a long time. I know people that are coming into, we greatly appreciate you. And we got a round of applauses. We have some awesome things over here that I cannot hear right now because I don't have all my stuff on with my connections, obviously, because we're moving the studio. But I want to press some buttons right here. And thank you so freaking much. I have some awesome buttons right here that I could be pressing that I don't know which one is what. We could try one. Well, we got some sounds in the building right now. We got some sounds in here. When we do our live games, we got them in here. So we're talking, are we stronger as a country right now? In the chat, yes or no, people. Are we stronger as a country since Donald Trump took office? Do you feel our military is like, let's go, lace your boots up? Do you feel that we are in the building right now doing some things? Did I hit that make some noise button? I didn't even know what button I hit. Did we make some noise in the building right now? Okay. All right, listen, Pitbull Mom, we greatly appreciate it. We love having you here. You're amazing. I'm so happy to have you part of what we do. Risha in the building. We love and appreciate Risha comes in. She gives her input, and we love that she gives her input. And again, we welcome people, Republicans, Democrats, whatever. This is the first time that we are live on the show, again, on the widescreen system and not on the vertical format. So people will start trying to find it again. But we're going to get to our new studio as we move all the foundations and all the equipment. So are we stronger? Guys, are we stronger, yes or no, with Donald Trump in office? And when I talk about Donald Trump, and I talk about on a consecutive basis, this guy has one of the most unique personalities I've ever seen in my life. Ronnie's in the building. Ronnie, how you doing? Listen, how the hell is everybody doing this morning? Like, that's a question I got to have. You see the red jackets on. And listen, anytime you see the red jacket, or you see a sport coat in that thumbnail, you know we're coming live on here dressed to impress. I was going to wear a little black V-neck on here because I've been doing that on a daily basis on the vertical format. But I said, you know what? We're going live on here today across the widescreen format. Let's do it right. Donald Trump is out there to get shit done. Donald Trump is signing things. Hold on, I got some big shit to talk about here for a second. I'm gonna bring it right here for a second. Hold on a second. Donald Trump also has signed into effect there will be no men in women's sports. There will be no biological men in women's sports. Hello? Can we all appreciate that right now? Because under Joe Biden's leadership, Kamala, whatever, under her leadership, they were okay with men participating in women's sports. I'm just saying, that hurts my feeling. Like, can you imagine your daughter, like, okay, track and field, okay, swimming, okay, I still don't want them in there because I want my daughter to have the best opportunity to play sports. And look, women are phenomenal. Women do some great things. Without women, us men wouldn't be able to do what we do. We wouldn't even be here right now. So we can appreciate all the women for sure. RB's in the building. We appreciate you. Who's in the jam chat right now that voted for Trump? Can we put Trump in the chat? If you voted for Trump, if you did not, it's okay. We welcome Republicans, Democrats. But if you're a Trump supporter, put Trump in the chat, because we're getting ready now to expand the reach right now amongst YouTube. I can feel it right now. Everybody smack the like button right now as we get ready to dive into it, because I'm talking about something now we got. And we're going to do a full segment on this that I want all you guys to understand here. I'm going to do a full segment on this where people can talk about men and women's sports. We're going to do that like as a full segment by itself. But just for the sake of conversation right now in the live stream, do you understand the feeling of that? Do you understand the feeling of when you have a man, biological man, participating in women's sports? And I'm not hating on anybody that's going through transgender situations. We're going to have that on here. By the way, we're going to have a transgender person on the show. So I don't hate on anybody. You guys know watching my show on a daily basis. I don't hate on anybody. I just tell it like it is. If you're in the building right now, put Trump in the chat. If you're coming into the building, how you feel it? Men and women's sports is out of control. For Donald Trump to get up there in front of all of those young little girls out there and sign that paper and say, look, boom, 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 we will no longer do that. They must have felt, first off, they might not really even know what's going on at this age. They know what he's saying. They understand boys, girls, whatever. They understand that. But do they truly understand what he's doing and what he's putting into effect? And I'm telling you right now, if you're watching this live, you agree with me right now, hit the like button. If you agree with what I'm saying, hit that damn like button right now, because I can't see everything that's going on live in the building right now. I can only see some of these computers and monitors and screens right now. But if you're watching it live and you agree with what I'm saying, hit the like button. If we can get to 20 likes in the next minute, I'll give a lucky person $100 in the chat and a chance, look, here it is, to spin the wheel right there. If we get to 20 likes in the next minute, I'll let a lucky person spin the wheel and make some money right there. Listen, I'm down to get this rocking and rolling. So what I'm talking about is when I see men, biological men, that, and I won't name everybody because I just don't, we're not going to go down that road all the way right now. But if you're in a Mason mob, drop the wheel in the chat. What I'm saying is these men are built different. That's why we had Leah Thompson was her name, his name to her or whatever. And I'm not disrespecting, just so you know, I'm not disrespecting the person. And I can pull it up on my screen right now and live on the screen right now. You guys can watch it with me. Matter of fact, we got these new functionalities. Why not do it, right? Why not freaking do it right now? So I've been Googling a lot of shit on here. And I literally, you guys can watch me Google this right now. Leah Thompson, right? Swimmer. I think that's how you spell it. I don't even know if I spelled it right. All right. Do you guys see? Hold on a second. I didn't even merge this over. I got to merge it over first. Okay. So I just Googled this, right? If you look on my screen, okay, this is the swimmer that we're talking about. You have to understand the build of this person, okay? Like this person, this human being is built in a whole different kind of way as opposed to how women are built. And I know he, now is she, might feel that he is, look, I keep saying he is she. I don't know how to, it's a she now. So, and again, this is no freaking disrespect. I swear on my life, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. I'm just trying to say it right. This person, okay, became a swimmer and competed in women's sports. But let me scroll up for a second. You guys see this? Oh, wait, you guys don't even see the main focus here of the thing. But I'm going to scroll down and look at some of these pictures. Do you guys see, when I click on them here, you guys don't see the blow up side over here where you see it bigger. But then you kind of see like there's more like of a feminine, you know what I'm saying, kind of view, if you will. And I understand there's more of a feminine body, less body mass of muscle and whatever. But I'm just not understanding why this person gets up there. And I'm gonna open this on a bigger screen here. Give me 1 second. Okay, I guess the view, it's a little small. You can't really see it there. So what I'm trying to say is Leah Thompson is out there winning meets, and now has just retired because probably of all the hatred going on. And I understand that the feeling is that, you know, man, like I'm hated by a lot of people because I'm swimming and I feel like I'm a woman and I'm a man and whatever. She probably felt like she was a woman, but you're not. You're not. A man has a penis. Can I say that on YouTube? I don't know if you can or not, but that's the reality, right? You might have feelings of being something else. You might want to be something else. And I get that. I understand that because you just don't feel comfortable in your own skin. But I'm not trying to put down anybody and feel any kind of way or whatever. But I just feel like that is something that you're going through in your own world. And it's difficult to bring that to the real world where people have to make decisions. And Donald Trump is putting America first and making sure that people can't do that. We saw the boxing. And again, we saw the boxing matches going on. We saw the crazy stuff that people. So let's flip this script real quick. And I'm going to show you what I've been doing, right? So I come over here. You guys can see what I'm doing right now. I'm just going to search right here. And I'm going to put man boxing women, right? Like this is the kind of thing, right? And look what pops up. Like this person, right, is boxing women. And I find this to be the most awkward situation. Swimming, fine. Racing, fine. Track, fine. There's some sports, gymnastics, fine. The physicality of boxing, and you look down this, literally did interviews about this, the physicality of boxing, the physicality of like fighting, MMA, UFC, basketball, football, all this, even flag football, it's just absolutely bonkers. People, like, it's impossible for a woman to literally compete with most men. I'm not saying there's not women out there that can't beat men. I'm just saying the realistic point is like, come on now. Like, you mean to tell me you're going to have the best basketball player versus LeBron James? If you take the best basketball player in the world as a woman, it's possible they can be very competitive in the NBA. The best woman in the NBA, WNBA, it's possible to compete a little bit. But look, when you line up and you play against the best NBA players, it's just not going to work out that well. And I just feel like Trump did the right thing by doing that. So I hope that I didn't get anybody upset about that in any kind of way. But that's the reality that, we got to understand. Now, I want to move on for a quick second, and I think America's stronger. How about Canada becoming the 51st state? Do you guys think, and again, these are some of these controversial topics. Should Canada become the 51st state? Yes or no? Drop it in the chat right now. The reason why I'm saying this is because, A, we're giving a lot of funding to Canada, right? Let's be honest. B, if shit hits the fan, who's going to protect Canada? America. And I'm not saying that they need to merge. I'm not saying that, we should take over their country in any kind of way. I'm just saying if we're giving them all this money and shit hits the fan, it is something that Trump has brought up because he believes that it can be something that we can merge and we can help each other. Like if Russia wants to act wild, if China wants to act wild, if people don't want to listen in this world, we got to come together with Canada. They're our neighbor. I wish that Mexico could come together and do some great things because obviously that would make life great for all of us just because we would be more neutral and get along well. But at the end of the day, let's be honest, Trump mentioned that and then people were up in arms about it. Some people loved it. Some people hated it. In the chat right now, put yes or no. And be honest, do you think that Canada should, or no, would you be happy if they joined? Let's start with that. I'd be happy. I'm not saying they should be forced to join our nation, but I'd be happy. I'll be pleasantly surprised if it actually happens, but I would be happy. I would be very interested to see Canada come over and be like, hey, let's go. We're part of the country. Maybe they don't want to be called the 51st state. Like, is that a slap in the face? Maybe. Do they want to be the 51st state? Probably not. But you know what? When I do some research on this, and again, you guys know I got this screen here, which I kind of like the fact that I can just click on it and Google what we're looking at here, and people can kind of pull up the interesting conversations. We're going to do that right now. We're just talking about the man and women boxing situation. But let's do it. This is what I typed. Look, Canada, right? 51st state, right? You pull this up, and all these images pop up. Let me slide this over so you guys can see. And look, right away, it's got, bad-mouthing Trump, loving Trump, hating Trump, this and that. He's not coming to the table bad-mouthing Canada. He's just saying, we give Canada a lot of money. We got to protect them if something happens. There's going to be some major concerns, if people attack. Are they going to help us? And here it is, Trump's plan to make Canada the 51st state. I put on here, Trump's push to make Canada the 51st state could backfire on Republicans. It's just like some of these websites are created just to cause conflict, right? And if you go back, every single one of these, if you look at, that's got to be like a Democrat situation, and there's Republican situations, right? We scroll down, and then Fox here, and here we go. And then, so Canada is interested, and it says, says Trump is serious about Canada becoming the 51st state, reports. And there's a lot of happy faces. It's not like people are mad at Canada. It's not like our world is upset with Canada. It's not like people, that are here right now should be thinking, oh my God, we're upset with Canada. This is a big problem. No, this is an attempt that Donald Trump is making to bring Canada together, to make Canada a part of what we do, to give Canada an opportunity to join forces with the U.S. And I think it's a good thing. Now, if he tries to force them, really, force the hand heavily and really push the issue, I can see the backlash. I get it. I can see people being upset about it. But the reality is, if we're trying to fight together and do things together, this would help in a lot of other categories. We're talking in reference to taxes, in reference to tariffs, in reference to goods, in reference to, shipping things to Canada, in reference to, just trading goods back and forth. And then the powerful nation that we will become with Canada joining us as one global superpower that we need to be, not to take over the world, but to be able to fend against people that are trying to take over the world. And I think that this is important conversation. When I pull this stuff up, a lot of people can say, yeah, I like it, I don't like it. But I think this is conversation that people need to have. And I think that right now, this is part of conversation that people kind of get upset about. But we got to call it like it is and be completely honest in the situation. I think that if we join forces with them, a lot of people will be happy. I think a lot of Canadians would be happy. There's a lot of Canadians that don't like Trump that would say, nah, whatever. But at the end of the day, I think it could possibly be a good situation for us to join forces together with Canada and become a superpower, right? Let's be honest. I think that's the reality. And I think that the people that are running the country of Canada are like, you're not going to disrespect me. I'm sure they feel like that. But the reality, that's not what's actually going on. Okay. Now, let's move forward to something real quick that I want to talk about. Donald Trump has a unique personality. And his personality, all right, why I say this is he gets up there and he just tells you the truth of what he wants to do. He tells you the truth of just the reality of what he's going to chase after. He doesn't bullshit around. He doesn't try to make it seem as if he wants to do something else and then he backdoors it and does this. He gets up there on stage and he explains certain things and he says, I'm going to do this. And the day that he got in here, that's what he started doing. There was no question that he was bullshit or not, because if he said he was going to do something, he got in there the first day, and that's what he was trying to do. He didn't get in there and just start doing something else. He said, no, I want to close the border. That's what he's trying to do. I want to deport illegal immigrants. If you don't like it or do like it, that's what he said he was going to do. And that's what he's doing. He's literally deporting people, sending people out of this country over to where they're come from because they're not here legally, whether they're women, men, children, gang members, whatever. We had the whole thing with Guantanamo Bay. He's sending people to Guantanamo Bay, these gang leaders and people. And let me tell you something. If you're in America and you don't think those people that are gang members and all these freaking people should not leave here, then you're not thinking clearly. Let's be honest. And that's the other thing. When I researched this, and again, I got this little feature here where I can click on what I want to type in. And I love this because while I'm talking to you guys, literally on the damn device, I literally merge it over and watch. I type this thing in with you guys live on here, which is cool as hell. So let's just do this for a second. So let's type in Trump sends immigrants to Guantanamo Bay, right? Why am I spelling this wrong? I'm just typing it fast just so it'll just pop up some. Okay, here we go. I typed it really quickly so that way we can just get this in. All right. So we're talking about Trump sending these prisoners to Guantanamo Bay and putting them on. I don't know if you guys can see this right here. You guys can't. If I open this large, you guys can't see this image here that I got open. If I open it on a much larger screen, let me see if I can open this in a much larger screen because I want you guys. Oh, here it is. Open in a new window. Open image. I need to open an image in a new window. Here we go. Open image in a new window. Is it big enough? No, it's small. All right, whatever. But anyway, long story short, he's sending these prisoners to Guantanamo Bay. People are like, oh my God, that's cruel. What? Like, really? You're going to say that's cruel? Like, we're sending prisoners, gang members that have killed innocent people, that have killed a bunch of, whether it's men, women, kids, trafficking, cartel, whatever the case may be. And people are like, oh, that's so cruel. You shouldn't do that. Well, don't you think it's cool that they're freaking killing innocent people? Like I'm searching this stuff because I want to get a realistic measure of what people actually think. Because to me, it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling to me that you can actually sit there and feel bad for the people that are going to Guantanamo Bay. And when I look at it, I'm like, yo, people that are coming in, how can you possibly do that? How can you possibly feel upset when Trump is deporting people that are illegal and then sending prisoners that have killed people and they're gang members of Venezuela, gang members of wherever, and every country has beautiful people. Come here legally and come here and don't come here as a gang member. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm not hating on you as a person, but if you're going to come here and do crazy shit, you don't belong here, right? That's the reality. And that's why I think putting America first, the tariffs, fixing the taxes. And I made the comparison to when your dad or mom or grandparents or guardian, if you don't have that, or if you lost your parents or whatever, in no way, shape, or form am I hating on that. And whatever the situation is you have at home, people do things for you to protect you. And you might not like them sometimes. You might not like what Trump's doing sometimes, but he's putting America first. And that's what's happening right now. And people that are up in arms about it, you know, Canada becoming the 51st state and then the Gulf of America and fixing our military and shutting people down and putting tariffs on things and trying to help us so we can remove our tax so we can live better. If you don't think for a second that that's a freaking good situation, then what the hell are you actually like you're living in America where we're trying to come together and build for our nation. I'm just saying, for me, I just, and I know right now in the chat, we have people coming into the building. We have new people joining our show all the time. And we have new faces coming in. And because when we're live on our widescreen, it doesn't show as many people. When you're on the vertical, YouTube wants to show everybody for some odd reason. I'm not sure why. But when you go to the widescreen, YouTube is not showing all the people and open up the floodgates. I have no idea why. It's very confusing to me because all the people would be in here in the conversation. And what bothers me is how many people don't understand what he's actually doing, right? So I want to, and here's the other thing I want to talk about. America needs to come together for a lot of reasons. And I put this on here several times because this is the reality. China is building things. I don't know if you guys have seen what China is doing, but China has the advancements of crazy. I mean, you go to their grocery stores, right? You go to their grocery stores and you literally, what I saw is they're so advanced and it's something that we can easily implement. I'm not sure why we haven't done it yet. You can literally go to China right now, and in your cart, if you're in a grocery store, everything you get from the aisles, you could put in your cart, and it's boop, it's in your cart, boop, it's in your cart, and you could pay on your cart. Like you're pushing your cart, and then you want to buy something, you get it from the counter, you put it in the cart, and then you put your card in, and you could pay right now. Like these are the opportunities that you know they're creating, and it's way more advanced. Like you come to your local Publix or grocery store, wherever you shop, you got to get all your shit. And you got to get in line, right? Women in here that shop all the time, men that are in here, right? Do you understand? Like you can go there and you can be like, oh, cereal. Oh, okay, this. Okay, bread. Okay, this. Milk. Okay, good. Whatever. And then you get to the checkout, and then you got America's taking away jobs and then having a thing. You got to come scan all your shit on the side of the thing. Like you can do that on your cart in China. Like you literally are going through the grocery store in your cart. Boop. Like you're putting it in your cart, and then you're done grocery shopping. You're complete. All your shit's in the cart. I want to pay now. Why would you then have to unload all your shit that you just put in your cart, put it on the belt, and then after you put it on the belt, you got to put it back in your cart again to go to the freaking car? Like, do you understand what I'm saying right now? You legit listen to the motion. You get your cart, you get on the aisle, you got to go all your shit. And again, you got notes, you got papers, you got your phone notes. Oh, I need to get this, I need to get that, I need to get cheese, I need to get eggs, whatever. You get all that stuff. And then as you get to the checkout, you then have to pick it all back out of your cart, put it on the thing. That's hard already. They got to scan it across all that, bag it, and then put it all back in your cart again, just so you can walk into the car and take all the shit back out again. Look at the process. Put it in the cart, take out the cart, put it in the cart, take out the cart. 4 times to go grocery shopping. And you wonder why us men are like losing our patience. Like we can't do this shit. There's too many things going on in the transaction. Like, you know, when you're buying something, it's like, I want the car, sign the paper, gotta go. Like it's too much going on. So China, again, I'm going to do a TikTok video on that today because I think it's just impressive, to be honest. They have trains that you can get on. You can just ride without anybody. You get on and you're going different places and you're paying and you're going. There's so many things. If you guys have TikTok, follow me on there today because I'm going to do an interesting video on that. It's going to be very, whatever. And I just find that our country has to take advancements in those directions and create stuff here. So those tariffs that he's putting in other countries, putting on you if you want to import stuff here, there's things that I want to get that are going to cost me more money, and I don't like it, right? But guess what? It's making America richer because you're going to find other avenues to buy it in America. Are you going to create something? People in America are going to start creating things in America, which is cool. Am I right? Like I want to get this. Okay, maybe someone will start creating that here in this country, which will make it awesome. Because now, guess what? You can order something, you can get it in a day. You get overnighted. You're living in Texas, you're in California, you get overnighted right there. You don't got to get it from China. And I'm not saying China doesn't have good stuff too. China has high quality shit now too, people. People don't understand that. China has a lot of low end shit that we get that breaks right away. Like, oh, China product. And then China has a lot of nice shit. Like, let's be honest. Trump has a lot of nice shit. And we're just not getting that for the most part because we're just importing some cheap, thing that we're going to use for the day that it was $5 instead of $30. We got it from China. And the problem is you want to buy and resell. You got Alibaba, you got all these websites. It's better to go buy it over there so you can resell. Why? Because you're going to make money. Well, guess what? That's going to change because those things are going to cost more money. And now people in America will start creating it. And if we create it in America, we'll offer more jobs here. We'll offer more things here for people to enjoy, which I think is really, really, really important. And you know what's bothersome is that people in our country don't understand the reality of what that means. Like they don't realize that America is going to be so much greater with people developing and building stuff here. And that, that's one thing I want to get on here and talk about today. And these major things that I'm saying are why Donald Trump puts America first. Now, if I went on my mobile device right now, I'm going to tell you the algorithm, how things work on YouTube. If you go on your mobile phone right now, I get off here and I go on my mobile phone. There's going to be 5 to 10 people in there right away. Then there's going to be 15, 20. All of a sudden, it's like 70, 80, 90, 100. Every single day on our live stream, we had 100 people, 200 people, 300 people, whatever. And today, it's down because we're just on the horizontal form. I don't understand that, why YouTube does that. It's frustrating because obviously it takes more effort to do the widescreen. You get dressed up, you get all these functionalities, you have all these cool things, all these gadgets, and then because you plug that into YouTube, it's like a foreign device. So YouTube is like, well, what is this? And then all of a sudden you realize like, where are the people at? And it's weird. And so that's why we're in conversation with YouTube right now to fix a bunch of stuff. So I just want to tell you, people that are joining us today on the show, I greatly appreciate you. If you have social media and you have TikTok, or you have Twitter, or you have Instagram, or you have whatever, any other social media platform that I didn't mention just now, make sure you jump on there. Facebook, jump on there and add me on there, because I want to make sure that you guys are part of my crew on there. There's some awesome stuff I'm doing. If you're on Instagram, we now already hit over 60, 70 people already are joining our Instagram channel. If you have Instagram, go on there. In my profile, it's free. It just says Mason Mob in the profile. Click that and join it, because every day we have live conversation in there. I want to hear what you guys got to say in there. And you guys, your voice is important to me. And I want to make sure that we continue to build this show and build it in the direction that we got to go. But as you guys get off today and leave here, I'm going to end this poll. We had 93% of people think that Donald Trump is in fact making America great again, and also putting America first, which is the most important thing, is just putting America first. And I'm just glad, I'll be honest, I'm just glad that he's doing that. And the interactive way that I can communicate with you guys is awesome. That when I come on here, that I can search and do all that direct with you guys in the live stream. Tomorrow morning, we'll be live at 10 a.m. again, every single day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Sports Entertainment. We are going to be talking about some interesting things. Luka, if you guys haven't seen, Luka had his first debut, and they had a good game up there. The Lakers played well, and he was so happy that LeBron James gave him his opportunity to do what he wanted to do when he showed up. So we're going to be live talking about some of this stuff. And I want you guys to understand how much I greatly appreciate you guys when we're having this conversation. And also, remember to follow on all social media platforms. RB, we appreciate you. Pipple, Mama, everyone. Roger, you guys find it. You guys find the show, and this is a question at the end here I need to ask before I get off live today. You guys find the show. You guys get notifications and all that. But when you guys go on YouTube, do you find it the same way that you're finding the vertical format? Vertical format is just when I'm using my phone and you log in through YouTube. And when you upload the content in a different way, it operates different. Like you just start going live and the phone just reaches more people. Do you go on YouTube and find it in the same way that you find it on this live stream? Or is it a different way that you're finding it? And the reason why I'm asking you that is because people really don't, I don't know if they don't get the notification. I don't know if it's not blasting across YouTube. I don't know if it's not being shown across YouTube in the same format. So when I look it up on here on the live stream right now, if I type in the show, I think it just doesn't show the name the same exact way as when you're on your phone. But I'm researching right now just to see from my own reference point if it's showing that it's live or not. But I do greatly appreciate you guys joining the show today. You guys make this great. We got some dynamic things that we need to do systematically in the booth, and for the guests to join us with microphones and things like that, so you guys can see all the professionalism that we put into this, which is so important. But I will leave you guys with this. America is growing on a daily basis. America is doing some great things on a daily basis. America is making improvements on a daily basis. America is changing with military. It's changing with how we merge with our people. It's changing from AI perspective. America is changing from levels in which technology advancements, wars are being fought a lot now with technology, right? More technology than ever. And when I say technology, I'm not just saying people that are working, on computers. That's been going on for a long time. I'm talking about even having less people on the ground and having more things that are done just through computer systems and software, which is why America needs to really step it up. And that's why I believe that. And I think Donald Trump knows that. And I think Trump is looking at all of these people going, yo, wake up here, right? Like, wake up. It's time to do what we got to do here to win and be a part. And look, without even really, talking about going to war, just letting them know that we're not screwing around. And that's why jumping on here today, I thought it was important. And we're going to hit a lot of major topics in the morning. This was just something that I wanted to talk about. We're going to make sure that every morning we jump on here and we hit some of the major topic of conversation so you guys can join in on what we're talking about. And let's hope that YouTube will start blasting us out there. I'm hoping to be live on this as well tomorrow again, instead of being on the mobile device, but we will go back and forth and do instant reactions to make sure people can participate in what we're doing. So greatly appreciate you guys. Love having you guys on the show, and we'll be live on here tomorrow at 10 a.m. You guys have an excellent rest of your day. There's a lot going on. Today's Tuesday. We'll get through it. Tomorrow's hump day, so we're breezing through the week, And our goal is to breeze through the week real easily, watch some sports entertainment, and get to the weekend. Enjoy the festivities. If you're up there in the northern hemisphere, up there in the northern part of America, it's a little colder up there. I know down here in Miami, it's hot. We're already hitting 80 degrees, 85 degrees. My kids are in the pool every day. It's different. I'm from up there. So I hope you guys enjoy however that you do your day. Enjoy it. And I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Be here live. We don't have the countdown as much anymore. Instead of doing the 5-minute countdown, we're breezing to only a 1 minute. We're fixing those functionalities where it's just a 1 minute countdown. We might even get towards a 30-second countdown. So get in here early. Try to be here at 9:55 when we start the show so we can do some awesome opportunities, awesome giveaways. Love all you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Some gifts that went out that were sent back to me went out again. They need to get to the respective people. Pipple Mama has something going out. Supposed to be at your doorstep. So we have some awesome opportunities going out to you guys. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning live at 10 a.m. See you guys tomorrow.